Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another inZOI speed build. So, as you probably know, in the last video, we explored what kind of home you can build with the new starter budget when you're starting your game with just one ZOI. But today, it's time to see what we can achieve when you're starting your game with a family. So go grab your favorite snack, get comfy, and let's get into it. Okie dokie, when you start your game with a single ZOI, you get a budget of 24,500 Miao. So I thought to myself, okay, so if I'm starting with two ZOI, two adult ZOI, and a kid, I should have a little more money to work with, right? Well, technically, that's correct, but the difference is kind of ridiculous. So instead of getting 24,500 Miao, you get the incredible amount of 24,900 Miao, which is, how's that possible that if you're 3 ZOI, you only have 500 Miao more? I mean, you can barely buy a sofa with 500 Miao. But I guess I'm just used to double income family that I totally forget that sometimes, in a couple, a parent could be a stay-home mom or dad. So probably this is why there isn't a big difference on the income of the family. But hey, we work with what we get, right, friends? To make it even more fun and shake things up a little bit, I stepped out of my usual modern Mediterranean comfort zone and tried something a little more traditional, a cozy Scandinavian-inspired home. So this is a one-story house with an open plan layout featuring a pretty decent-sized kitchen, a dining area, and a living room, along with 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathroom, an outdoor kitchen area, and dining space, and some skill building items as well, still on the outside of the house. So this home, it's a full package. Now, while building this shell, I wanted to make it feel bulky and I wanted to avoid that flat, boring shape. So for the entrance and the right-hand side of the house, I aimed for this portal frame style, which screams Scandinavian big time to me. But of course, inZOI doesn't let us shape the roofs that way, so I improvised. I created 2 small rooms on each side of the entryway, and then I placed 2 shed roofs on top of those. And then I layered a standard roof across the main structure and extended the verge to cover everything all the way to the end of the entrance. All of these obviously in alt placement because, as you well know, in inZOI, roofs cannot intersecate with each other. So I know it's not perfect. You can still see some clipping from the smaller roof's edges, I say, but I think it's good enough to give the illusion that we have a portal frame entrance and a portal frame window just on the right hand side. What do you guys think? Anyway, when you walk through the front door, you're immediately in the main living space. The kitchen is quite spacious. I really wanted to add an island, but between budget and space, there were no way I could do that. So I compromised with a big budget-friendly table right in the middle to create kind of a bridge between the kitchen and the living area. At first, when I designed the layout of this house, I had a wall separating the kitchen and the living room. But it made everything feel so tight and crowded, so I tear it down and went with an open plan because, open plans never let us down. Anyway, the kitchen itself is well furnished considering the budget, and I managed to add a good amount of clutter to make it feel lived-in. This time, instead of shelves, which obviously require more clutter, meaning more money, I went for 2 big windows and an extractor fan that saved me around 300-400 Miao as a display. So remember, if you have an empty wall, putting there a window is always a good investment. The dining table is that one that looked like it was carved straight from a tree. Ideally, I would have used something more, linear and clean and more Scandinavian looking, but this one is the cheapest, nicest we have. So I changed the texture and I call it a win. Now, for the living room, I had to go with the cheapest sofa again, but I spiced it up with a couple of cushions and I added 2 armchairs, also the cheapest available. And I gotta say, I just love how even the most affordable stuff in this game still managed to look kind of stylish. Anyway, After I went in with a nice rug, a coffee table, and a couple of clutter items. I also built a custom accessorized wall for the TV area, which is very Scandinavian inspired, with 3 resized kitchen cabinet and an open shelf just on the side, few decor pieces, and of course the best wall TV budget money can buy, which is the cheapest one, as always. Now, for the bedroom. The kids' room is simple, modern, and functional. I decided to place the PC in this room and I slightly resized the desk to make it feel like a kid's desk. But don't worry, because I play tested and both kids and adult toy can use it just fine. And I gotta say, even the animation still looks kind of decent. I mean, if you really zoom in, you can see there is a tiny distance between the ends and the keyboard and the mouse, but if you look it from a fair distance, you won't notice. I also got to use the adorable bunny chair from the June update. It's just too cute, you guys. And I pair it with the new canopy bed I was dying to try, and I gotta say, it works perfectly in this house. I threw in a few toys, some decoration, and a DIY blackboard above the desk to finish off. Now, moving on to the master bedroom, I wanted this space to feel very calm and cozy and relaxing, so I used a blue and yellow palette, and I tried this trick to fake an headboard using an half wall. Originally, I wanted to do it with a platform, but when I placed my custom texture on the side of the platform, it got me this weird dark triangle on the left-hand side, and I tried everything, like adding gloss, removing gloss, moving around the custom texture, but nothing was working. So in the end, I just gave up and I used an half wall instead. Little note here, I really wish we could choose the custom height of the half wall, meaning in this build, I use a wall height of 3.9 meters, and when I went to place the shorter half wall we had, the game simply automatically jumped it to the next eye option. So I guess that the smallest wall is connected to the smallest half wall and so on. But I really wish that we could choose the eye to put in, no matter which eye of the normal wall we choose. So hopefully for a future update, we get this more, let's say, free half wall allocation. Anyway, once I placed my half wall, I alt placed the bed into the half wall just enough to make it look like it was built in like an headboard should be. Then I added a couple of nightstands, a dresser, a resized bench, and a big rug. And then I also add a TV. Again, the same TV we had for the living room. And a few decoration, and it all came together really nicely. Okay, my friends, now comes the chaotic, aka fun part of this building process. I don't know why, but when I started this build, I decided to make the bathroom off camera. Like, usually I do everything on camera and then I cut off the part I don't want it. But I wanted to give you as much consistency as possible. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do the entire house. And then once everything is done, I'm just going to switch off the camera, do the bathroom, and then start mounting the video. So I started decorating the whole house, and by the time I finished up the master bedroom, I checked the budget and I still had over 5,000 Miao left. I was like, oh yeah, baby, let's get crazy with landscaping. Let's do an outdoor kitchen, an outdoor dining area. Let's add some toys for the kids, some extra equipment to build muscle, nice little seating area. We got money to spend. Mama like it. So I was genuinely shocked on how much budget I had left. So I went ahead and creating all these cozy outdoor decoration in between the front and the backyard. And at some point, I needed to play test the house. So I asked my Zoe to go cook something and make sure the kitchen was working. And she was keeping canceling the action because she needed to go to the bathroom. So I try again a couple of times. I was like, yeah, it's fine. You just check, do some pump cake, something like a salad, and then go to the bathroom. And she was keep canceling the interaction. So at some point I was like, okay, woman, just go to the bathroom and then come back to test the kitchen. And at that point, I realized that I haven't built any bathroom in the house, not even the small one. I just stood there saying, no. That's why I had so much money left. I don't know, but somewhere during the building process, my brain just deleted the idea of making the bathroom off camera and convinced me I already create them. So that, my friend, is the story on how I'm aging. I think I stared at my PC and laughed for like 10 minutes straight because I was so convinced by the end. I was like, oh my God, look how much money we still have. We can get crazy with traditional house. But truth is, no, you can't. You still need to be on a budget and make your bathrooms. Oh my God, you guys, one of these days, we really need to do a live stream while I build a house. You can all join in, throw out suggestion, and watch these cows that I make like in real time. So yes, long story short, I had to remove all the nice arrangement I made on the outside in order for me to create the bathroom. Oh my God, you guys. Still, I can't believe I forgot to do the bathrooms. Anyway, after making the bathroom, I still had enough budget to add some landscaping, an outdoor barbecue, an outdoor dining spot, and a couple of skill building items here and there. So not bad in the end, but still. Shame on me. In the end, this challenge turned out to be way more fun than I expected, and the house, it came out very cozy, warm, and modern, and had that sweet little traditional touch, and I gotta say, I am pretty satisfied with it. Anyway, guys, if you like this video and enjoy watching me forgetting basic necessity like bathrooms, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. What do you think, guys? Did I handle stepping out of my comfort zone well, or it was a disaster? Why don't you rate the build in the comment section down below from 1 to 10? I'd love to get your feedback. Alrighty, my friends, this is all for today's video, but before I go, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for being here. It truly means the world to me that you take time out of your day to stop by, watch my builds, and share this space with me. You know, you're not just a viewer to me, you're a digital friend and you're part of this creative journey, and I'm honestly so happy to have you here and be able to share it with you. So once again, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the video and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.